Guys, this is Basketball Star 1130. I know it's been like 2 or 3 months. Sorry I haven't been, uploading. I just took a little break because I was really busy with school and I also play CYO basketball, so I was busy with that too because I had a fractured shoulder for 2 weeks, but that's not important. I missed a few games, but I was really busy with the doctors and stuff and school and basketball, but now I'm back. And this is a perfect time to come back because NFL playoffs are starting in 2 days. Yep, 2 days. And I'm here. I'm not gonna go through my full bracket just because I don't have the time for that. I don't have as much time as I used to, but I'm gonna go through the wild card games game by game. And give my thoughts and predictions and personal predictions and the winner. So let's get started. First is my favorite team, the Buffalo Bills, versus the Houston Texans Saturday. I don't have all the times and channels because I forgot to look. So sorry I can't provide you with those, but you can just look it up. So sorry I can't provide you. But since the Bills are my favorite team, I do know their time and channel, 4:35 p.m. Saturday on ESPN. I heard there's a Bills watch party somewhere in Orchard Park in Buffalo. So if you live in Buffalo, you can see that. I just heard that today. But anyway, give my thoughts. I think the Buffalo Bills will win. I think it will be closer than most expect. We got a word yesterday that J.J. Watt was returning, but I don't think that will have much effect because he's not full strength, and I don't understand why you would come back from a torn pec. He shouldn't rush it. But yeah, I think that Buffalo Bills will win. Will Fuller's a game time decision, but with Trey White probably covering DeAndre Hopkins and Levi Wallace covering Will Fuller, if he plays the whole game, then that could be huge. I think Trey Wood's great. They have to pay him, but that's another subject. Get a video on that too. But anyway, the three keys to victory for the Bills is Josh Allen needs to step up. He's improved this year, but sometimes his accuracy still needs a little work. But it's over 60% this year. He's wishy-washy with it, kind of. So Josh Allen needs to step up. They need to get the running game going, and I think they will. And because J.J. Watt is basically their only defensive lineman that's good. Maybe Bernardrick McKinney and maybe possibly DJ Reader, but they're not established. And J.J. Watt will be like probably 50 to 60%. So, he's going to be there, but I mean, he won't have much effect, I'm guessing. Maybe like a sack or a tackle, and that's it. So, and then, so Josh Allen needs to step up, run the ball, and no turnovers. And for the defense, they need to gain some turnovers. I really want to see the offense, explode because the Texans secondary, I'm not going to say terrible, but actually I will. It's terrible. Not terrible. If I had to rate it out of 10, I would probably say it's like a 4 out of 10. The only good guy they have is Bradley Roby. He's not really good established. He's kind of washed. But yeah, I think they'll win because they have a much better defense, in my opinion. The Texans' defense isn't nearly as good. The Texans probably have a better offense, but if the Bills' offense can get going, they're going to be pretty dangerous. So watch out for that game. But I'm not going to do score predictions, but I think the Buffalo Bills will win. Next, after that, we got Patriots and Titans. Now, a lot of people are questioning Tom Brady's, not success rate, Tom Brady's talent at this point. He's not, as you can tell, he's not what he's used to be. The last 3 or 4 years, he's really regressed. I think this might be his last game in New England if they do end up losing. I'm just going to put it out there. I think the Texans will win. I think the Texans will win. Derrick Henry won the rushing title with running backs this year. It's hard to tackle Derrick Henry. I don't think they're going to want to tackle Derrick Henry. It's going to be like 20, 30 degrees in Foxborough that night, so they're not going to want to tackle him. And then the Patriots, the only offense they have like no receivers. The only offense they do have is Julian Edelman, and he's even not even having that good of a year. He's had way too much injuries. He's basically playing dead out there. That sounds weird, but he's basically playing like he's just had so many injuries. Guys, toe, concussions, ankle. He like fractured his shoulder, I think, last year. So yeah, but Yeah, I think the Titans will win. This will be a surprise, but this could be Tom Brady's last game. The end is near. You can clearly see it. The dynasty is coming to an end, and I'm so happy about that. You can clearly see it. I think the Buffalo Bills are the next kings of the AFC East, coming for years of Josh Allen and all them. The end is near. You can clearly see it. They have no receivers. Their defense has a hole in it, though. Deep passes. The defense can't really stop deep passes. And I think Ryan Tannehill has rejuvenized the Titans. Congrats to Mike Vrabel for making the call in a very tough decision to bench Marcus Mariota in like week 5 or week 6. I don't remember which one it is. Like week 5 or week 6, and putting in Ryan Tannehill. Since then, he's been like a god. He's been, what I'd say, a top 5 quarterback in the league. He has no playoff experience because he got hurt on Miami. But I think the Titans will beat the Patriots. I know it's hard to see. First of all, I know it's hard to see the Patriots. They lost to the Dolphins, so I don't know how they're going to regroup from that a week later. But I know it's hard to see the Patriots playing on Wild Card Weekend in the first round of the playoffs without a first-round bye. But guess what? Here they are, and I'm going to be so happy. I think the Titans will win. Moving on to Sunday, we have the first game is Vikings and Saints. The Vikings are not a very good road team at all. The Vikings are not a very good road team at all. They've kind of struggled in the past. The offense lately, they're kind of a weird team. In the beginning of the year, the offense was terrible. In the middle of the year, the offense was great. At the end of the year, the offense was back to close to terrible again. If they have Dalvin Cook in there, they have a chance. But they still have a chance because they got Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, and Stephon Diggs. To me, the Vikings aren't a playoff threat. Max Kellerman said on First Take last week. Max Kellerman said on First Take last week that the Vikings, Kirk Cousins always flops in the big moments, and that's kind of true. He really doesn't do good in primetime at all, and they're not a playoff threat to him. He doesn't think, and I think that too. They're not a playoff threat, so but I think the Saints will win. They just have a too high-powered offense. If there's a knock on the Saints, it's they don't have a different receiver, another established wide receiver other than Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, Drew Brees, that connection is great. Obviously, Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife, he can do everything. But I still think the Saints will win. I think it will be a bigger win for the Saints than people may expect. So yeah, Saints beat Vikings just because Saints are home. Last game of Wild Card Weekend, and that's out of the divisional round. Last game of Wild Card Weekend is the Seahawks and Eagles. This is probably the hardest game to pick and the most exciting game, probably in my opinion. Obviously the Bills are my most exciting game and my favorite game because they're my favorite team. But this is a very exciting game to me. I just feel that it's hard to pick. I'm just gonna go with the Seahawks though. I know they're the lower seeded. I know they're the wild card team in this scenario, and the Eagles are the NFC East division winner. But I know Carson Wentz has been hot lately, on a hot streak lately, and the Eagles' offense has been rolling, But you can't go wrong with Russell Wilson. In the playoffs, he's just lethal at any point. He can do anything. He can run. He can pass. He can avoid sacks. He can do everything. He's so elusive. Travis Homer. So they lost Chris Carson, Cedar Process, and Rashad Penny for the whole season. So they signed Marshawn Lynch and Robert Turbin, and they already had Travis Homer. Travis Homer looked pretty good last week. Robert Turbin really didn't do much, but Marshawn Lynch, he looked decent. He looked okay, and he's kind of not out of football shape, but he's got to get back in the routine. But apparently he's been working out. But anyway, I think the Seahawks will beat the Eagles. The Seahawks, they're pretty good, even defenses, I would say. Maybe the Eagles is a little bit better, but not much. So, and the Seahawks offense is better in my opinion. They lost literally by inches, and I mean inches. Jacob Hollister caught it on the 1 yard line, and it was like 2 inches short of the goal line once they reviewed it in Monday night at the Seahawks versus 49ers game in that game. So, yeah, I think the Seahawks beat the Eagles. So, yeah, there you go. There are my wild card weekend predictions. I'm not going to go through the whole bracket again because I don't have time. Again, I hope you enjoy wild card weekend. I might be coming out with some reactions. I might not. And then I'll continue this through divisional round, conference championships, and Super Bowl. Anyways, guys, enjoy the playoffs. Go Bills. Thanks for watching. Bye.